Welcome back, Endgame. It's Thursday, and I believe this will be our final draft of the season, unless my home league pulls it together and gets going, which I'm a little disappointed about. But tonight, it's all about tonight. We have another Superflex draft for you. This is the Endgame King draft. This is a 12-team Superflex draft. So we've got rosters for tonight are going to be 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 2 flex, plus a super flex, and then 7 bench spots. So very deep league. You're probably going to see a lot of players drafted tonight that don't get drafted in most of your leagues. So this thing's going to kick off in about 5 minutes. What's up, Tyler? Good to see you. It should be fun. Let me get some people in here from the draft. If anybody who's actually drafting with us wants to jump in. I got the very terrible 12 spot, which I think is pretty brutal in this format. I'm hoping there will be at least 1 QB left for me that I like at the turn there. What's up, Danny C? Can't really. I mean, we'll see. We'll see, Tyler. It's super flex, so I would like to at least get the problem with picking at the 12 is, you've got to wait essentially 2 full rounds for your pick again, right? So if I can't grab a QB for one of the first 2 picks, I don't know what's going to be there when it comes back. So I'm really hoping that I can at least get 1 really good QB that I like, and then we'll see on the other spots there. It's like I said, it's a very deep league. So we'll see. Not 2 QB, it's super flex, which helps a little bit because you don't have to start 2 QBs, but you'd like to start QBs. What's up, Pierre? We got Pierre in here.
As usual, sliding in just in time.
Just in time. We got Jeremy. What's up? Got the 1 spot. It must feel good.
Yes. Very easy, I feel like.
Well, I mean, in most drafts, yes, but in this one, we'll see. It's never easy in these drafts. Sermon to the Eagles, whatever. He's depth. You know what he's probably going to do is vulture touchdowns. That's probably what he's going to do. He's going to be annoying and vulture touchdowns.
Yeah. Sorry, I was a Trey Sermon truther last year. Never again.
What's up, Albert?
Tyler, what's up? Joining us as always.
Yeah. So Keith,
What's going on, guys?
you ready?
Damn right.
This is the big one. Yeah, King
This is
stuff.
the big one. Yeah. Why couldn't I get the 3 spot in this draft? This is not the draft I wanted to be at the 12. That's for sure.
Yeah, as soon as you placed that draft order, I laughed really hard when I saw you were at the 12.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, that's brutal. 12 in this draft. That's brutal.
It's about time.
You don't think it being super flex will shake things out a bit differently?
The only thing I'm hoping, because it's an Endgame community, is that people don't go as quarterback crazy as in a typical super flex league. But my fear right now drafting at the 12 is that when it gets to me, the best quarterback on the board is like Tom Brady or something. Dak Prescott. And I'm like, do I take one of these QBs now? Or do I gamble and hope that my QB1 isn't, Daniel Jones in round 3?
Yeah, you don't want that. Like, honestly, though, I'm not complaining about the 5 spot. I'll always take a top 5 pick, but I think it hurts less to have a later pick in a super flex because you have more options. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't grab an elite QB, well, then you have an elite running back or wide receiver land in your lap because everyone else went QB, right? So you don't have as big of a discrepancy in other positions. But
And the extra flex spot doesn't hurt as well. So if you're grabbing an elite wide receiver or running back again, and you can flex them in, that's...
Yeah, I mean, that is true. And of course, every draft is different. You got to kind of go by what's going on in the draft. And Which running back has the highest upside if running back one gets injured? I mean, I think we have to say Madison, right? I think he's like the guy we know.
I don't know. They're shopping Madison. It's like
Well, I'm assuming they don't trade him. But every time Dalvin Cook got hurt, Alexander Madison puts up like top 5 numbers, like every time.
But that's the thing is you got a new coach, and if they're shopping him, there might be something where they think, well, what we're used to is like, okay, Cook's out, then it's all Madison, and that's it. Well, maybe it's not going to be that way this year. Maybe they're going to use kind of a committee, or maybe somebody else gets more runs. So that's what's got me worried. As they're shopping him, it's probably for a reason.
I mean, maybe. I think they're only. I don't even know if they're even shopping him. I think it was more like teams are showing interest in him, and if teams are showing interest in your backup running back, you're going to listen. Like you're going to listen. Like which running back won? Well, hold on, let's get this draft started because it's time to draft. Everybody's on here. All right, here we go. So which? If a team's RB1 goes down, which backup running back has the most looking like that?
It's Gordon.
Melvin Gordon?
Yes.
Melvin Gordon.
Mike. Yeah.
Old,
Mike
old arch Melvin Gordon.
Yes.
No.
Or Kareem Hunt.
Maybe Hunt. I could see Hunt.
I could see Hunt, yeah. But it's Gordon.
It's not Gordon.
I can see that being your boy Rashad White, Chris.
I wasn't gonna. I could. But I still, to me, just I don't know. Madison every time Dalvin Cook has ever gotten hurt is a top 5 running back. Like he just puts up top 5 numbers every time.
All right, too easy here. Take Mahomes. Dylan, does Dylan count? It's because it's not a RB1 and a backup. It's 1A, 1B. So I don't know if that really counts anymore.
I still think Breece Hall is the best rookie running back to draft. Dameon Pierce may have like the edge early in the season because he's pretty much has no competition now in Houston. But I think second half we're gonna see a really good Breece Hall. Look at this, all the wide receivers are gone. I mean, all the QBs are gone already. Wow, that's crazy. It is. It's like the best QBs. Okay.
All right. So now you can still get an elite wideout. Get CMC. Take Tom Brady.
I'm not taking Tom Brady. I mean, I think I got to go. You know what? You play to win the game. The 3 wide receiver, 2 flex, plus the super flex. Let's go.
Ooh. I thought you were going to go McCaffrey there.
Vagoon going double RB. So bold strategy, Cotton.
Damn, it's for the second man. I didn't think I was going to get him.
Wow, Wilson and McCaffrey. Yeah, that's nice.
Man.
There's going to be, I don't know who my QB1 is going to be now, though.
Let's see.
Good old Trevor Lawrence.
I like Trevor this year. People forget that Trevor Lawrence was a generational prospect who literally got stuck with. I think we can all say, even you, Jeremy, Urban Meyer is the worst head coach we've ever seen in the NFL, like ever. Like he was a complete disaster. So I'm not going to hold year one against Trevor Lawrence, especially in the situation he was in.
Let's see here.
Definitely Mooney for me. I'm not super high on Mooney, but come on, the guy's gonna have a huge target share.
He's like the budget version of CD Lamb. He's going to get peppered with targets, but that offense probably ain't going to be doing much anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, getting sniped always sucks. Every time a QB goes, I take a little jab to the jab.
All right, got some interesting strategies out here.
I mean, we got 3 teams with no QB yet, so
That's why I like Superflex. Very different builds, right? You have teams go all QB early, no QB early, and then you have one team that just stands out. The only team that is 0 RB goes receiver.
You know what? You're gonna give me 2 top 6 pick, and I know CMC, but man, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't bring myself to pick it. I get it. I get all the reasons why. I totally get the reasons why, but give me 2 of the top 3 wide receivers, especially in a 3 wide receiver 2 flex PPR league. I'll take that.
Well, I think it's safe to say, not just that both taking a receiver is safer, a higher floor, but I think we can say both Cup and Chase have just as high a ceiling as CMC after last year.
Yeah, it's not like
you're not sacrificing anything.
Yes. No, I don't. I mean, good job accidentally picking Debo at 9 last season. That's a good accidental pick, but no, he'll still be good, but no way he'll be better than that. No way.
No.
That was like incredible. I mean, Cup and Diggs. That's the easy answer. Just get all the Bills and all the Rams in your lineups that week, because that should be what a great game to start the season, huh? Knifed on Tua.
Only in this league would that happen.
Exactly, that's the problem. Only in an Endgame draft would Tua go before some of these other quarterbacks.
It's all right. I still got my sights set on a target. Let's see. That's all right. That's not who I was targeting. Not who I wanted, contrary to popular belief. There you go.
Yeah, you wanted the stack.
Got the stack.
Yeah, I wanted Diggs to fall to me really bad. I was 1 pick away.
Most rushing touchdowns? Always well, it's not always, but a lot of times it's someone random.
Rushing touchdowns. Yeah, touchdowns are pretty unstable from year to year. It's hard to say. I mean, I don't know if we'll put up as many fancy points, with reception and stuff, but Fournette might be a good bet because they don't have Gronk there in the red zone anymore. And, they'll probably feed him more near the goal line.
I'm really hoping Cousins would at least make it to me. Well, at least this guy, at least at the 11, he's just going running back crazy. All right.
You don't often see robust RB three in a row for a super flex.
All right, well, I'm pretty sure I know one pick. Sorry, guys, I'm gonna buy myself a little time here.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm debating if I want to go QB here or not, or if I just want to keep stacking these studs. I want to keep stacking up studs. Or do I want to grab a QB here?
Well, you got 2 picks. You can do 1 of each.
That is one of the nice things about being on the turn, right? Is you can. How much time I got here? 30. All right, well, I'm grabbing him for sure. Oh, man. I cannot believe it. I may regret this pick. I don't think he's going to be great this year, but I mean, he's so much better than every other QB on the board. All right. I mean, we're already into QB3 range at the start of round, like low end QB2s. In round 3, we already got low end QB2s. Man,
Yeah.
Is Vagoon? Is that Vagoon at the 11? Does he know it's Superflex?
He's risking it.
Always check your settings before you draft, kids. I mean, look. Some people do the late round QB even in a super flex, right? You try to get to like high upside picks. Like hit a guy like bet on a comeback by Mayfield or something like that. I'm not saying that's a good strategy. I'm just saying it is a strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it would be, looking at what everyone else has before it comes back around and how many people those are going to take from the position that I probably need, like QB. So, what's the chances?
Okay. All right, let's see. There's a couple good running backs left. I'm looking ahead. Teams coming up don't really have running backs too much, except for Mr. Meaty something. Man. See, this is where I would say it's a no-brainer, but all right, I'm gonna do it.
Is that a Jalen Ramsey jersey you're wearing there, Jeremy?
No. It's got my last name on the back. It just has his number.
All right. I hate to keep clogging up my flex with a tight end, but like Kelsey in the 4th round, I think it's probably better than any receiver that's out there.
Yeah, I was honestly, Andrews and Kelsey were kind of on my radar there. T. Higgins was definitely on my radar when I took Aaron Rodgers. Like I knew I was going Javonte. I was excited about that. I was like, okay, I can get a good running back here. But
honestly, I kind of thought Sutton would make it back to me. I didn't think he'd go that soon before those other guys.
Sutton was on my radar before he got poached.
Yeah. You never know. All right. See, now at this point, the receivers, I think this is where we start to see a drop. Like, I'm just going to wait on receiver.
I know most people are going to say Keenan, but I think Mike Williams has a better season. If we're just looking at the full season. Keenan will give you more week to week, give you that higher floor, but I think Mike Williams will have floor. He's got to deal with ups and downs a little bit of Mike Williams. Although I think we see less of that this year.
Yeah, probably a little bit. I think they're going to use him a little more intermediate. It'd probably be pretty close, right? I think total yards, maybe Mike Williams does surpass him. Touchdowns, he probably could. So I think Williams maybe slightly over Keenan and just under Terry McLaurin. So
no, I don't. I'm never going to say an elite QB gets overpaid. Like they're just that valuable. You know who's overpaid, and Pierre's going to be mad that I say this? A baseball hitter. They're way overpaid. They don't do anything to help their team win. They really don't. Like Ohtani and Mike Trout, the Angels still are terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. I will most baseball players are overpaid. I don't disagree with that. But
Like, at least like Max Scherzer, like a pitcher, like at least he
yeah,
helps teams win. But like,
yes, starting pitchers should be paid substantially more than hitters. I definitely agree. But on the other hand, you think, well, the pitcher only pitches every 5 days, and the hitter's out there every day. So
7 wins for the Lions, I think, would be huge. I don't see them winning that many. Personally.
5.
Yeah. Definitely in 6-point pass touchdown, I think you have to favor QB even a little bit more, because whereas guys like Kupp and Chase, or even Jonathan Taylor, CMC, they can match the QBs on a week-to-week basis in 4-point touchdown. In 6-point touchdown, those elite QBs, when Josh Allen goes out there and throws for 3 touchdowns and 300+ yards, it's not many players can match that. He can do that multiple times a season. So I think you do have to attack those, the early, like the stud QBs. When you start getting to like the middle range QBs, then you can you don't have to be as crazy about it.
Yeah, especially over running back like JT CMC. We assume, it's slam dunk JT's number 1 running back. It's not a slam dunk he's going to finish as the number 1 running back. He's just the consensus top pick. But the top running back changes year to year. Having that quarterback, it's a lot better idea. And Superflex, yeah. I mean, you don't have to take a quarterback with your first pick, especially if you drafted at the 11 or the 12, but you probably should. If you got a guy even like Russ Wilson, take him.
I think Ravens sign Lamar. They'll work it out, I think. Odell, I don't even know if he'll be back this year.
He's not even with the team, which is annoying because I have him in Dynasty, and I can't stash him in an IR because he's not on IR because he's not with the team. So he's just lingering on my bench.
Hines, MVS, Tony, or J-Rob. Pick 2. I would go. Well, I would definitely Tony and maybe Hines. Like I really, like Tony's the only clear-cut one for me.
Okay, what is it? Hines, MVS, Tony, J-Rob. Ooh,
Pick 2 for us.
Not MVS.
Yeah, I can't stash him. And I can't stash a running back coming off of Achilles. I can't do it. We haven't learned yet. We're still doing this. We still think these guys, he's going to come back from Achilles and be fine.
No, Tony for the upside for the couple of games he plays, and then Hines just to have him to fill in for bye weeks and whatever.
Yeah, those would be my picks too. I think you definitely got to say Gabe Davis will have more. It depends what you say more productive. Like Hunter Renfrow may have more catches, but Gabriel Davis will probably have more yards and touchdowns.
There you go. He's coming around. It took a little while. Chris is coming around. The Gabe Davis. He's got a ticket to the train.
There you go. Here's a question for you.
How has DJ Moore not been picked yet? If you ever watched an Endgame mock draft ever,
you must know.
Yeah. Also, it's Superflex, so QB's going a lot earlier. So we're seeing, that's why we're seeing guys like Allen Robinson, Marquise Brown, Alvin Kamara going later than they normally do.
I, for one, cannot imagine who's going to end up with DJ Moore.
I think you've had him in every draft so far. Oh my gosh! I was really hoping Jameis would make it to me. Actually,
the funny thing is, I like DJ Moore slightly less than consensus, which means I like him way more than an Endgame draft is.
Yes, that's pretty accurate. Well, DJ Moore is fine. He gets you 1,100 yards and 4 touchdowns again. It's not a bad pick.
Yeah, when I can keep getting him as my wide receiver 3 or 4, it's fine.
It's very fine. So this is kind of a follow-up to the DJ Moore question. Do you take Dobbins something? No. No. I mean, he's not undraftable completely, but Dobbins should not go anywhere near or above ADP. And I tweet this out. I guarantee it's true. I'm finding out for some reason the J.K. Dobbins truthers are like really hardcore this year, like out for blood. Like if you say something about J.K. Dobbins, man, forget it. It's like you're dead. You're dead to them. I don't know.
No DJ Moore for you.
Damn, my heart is broken. I'm glad. I thought I was going to end up with Derrick Henry and DJ Moore in this draft again. And would not have liked that.
I just noticed Chris took Bateman. That's kind of dirty of you.
Why?
Because he was my next pick.
Not happening. I got Cup, Chase, Bateman, Javonte, Breece Hall. I'm actually liking this team a lot.
If it wasn't a super flex, you'd be killing it.
You know what? You guys are 2 QBs. Who are you gonna put in those 2 flex spots?
There goes Mooney.
There goes Chubb.
Okay.
I mean, in fairness, you're probably right, but I'm not drafting either of them, honestly. Like, they're both going to be bad this year. So, but yeah, I wouldn't have drafted DK Moore that early either. I mean, DK Metcalf that early either. Also, could somebody please explain to me why DJ Moore truthers are so passionate about DJ Moore? Why do you guys always bring up DJ Moore? I don't think I'm that passionate about any player. I say that I wasn't even that passionate about Jalen Hurts last year. I only brought up Jalen Hurts when other people brought up Jalen Hurts. I don't know.
Not everybody has a DJ Moore T-shirt framed and hung up behind them on the.
Well, that's
the wall.
true. That's true. But I had to do that. Come on. But DJ Moore people will you know what? You know who DJ Moore people are like? People who went to USC. They have to tell you I went to USC, and they also have to tell you I am a DJ Moore truther. I like DJ Moore. It's I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
You guys ever heard that joke? How do you know somebody went to USC?
No.
They tell you.
No. That must be California.
I mean, if DJ Moore is a vegan CrossFitter, that might explain it.
If you lived in Southern California, you would get that joke because you'll see USC flags all over people's houses, stickers all over their cars. It's you never see UCLA or any other, just USC. No, I don't think you should avoid Diggs. I still like Diggs a lot.
No, they didn't.
Yeah,
really.
There's less talent to throw to now than there was last year.
I was gonna say they didn't really upgrade or anything. Gabe Davis was there last year. It's not like anything's different,
Yeah, no Sanders, no Cole Beasley.
Yeah, I don't know if those are.
They added James Cook.
I don't know if Dusty Emmanuel Sanders and bad Cole Beasley is a downgrade to what they have now, or upgrade to what they have now. But yeah, it's not a downgrade.
It's the same. Do we do this? Do the Eagles win the NFC? I think it's possible. I'm big on the Eagles this year.
I think they probably win their division.
Yeah. I definitely have them winning that division. Sorry, Nick, if you're watching.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be Washington or the Giants. So it's really either the Eagles or the Cowboys. And on paper, the Eagles are better.
Yeah.
As long as Jalen Hurts doesn't regress terribly.
Well, here's a loaded question. Thoughts on Dameon Pierce?
I think he's a solid, maybe not solid, a low-end RB2 now.
he's not going to be as amazing as he was in his 6 preseason carries that one game, and he's not going to be a bust. The thing is, I'd say this: he's definitely worth drafting, and he could be in your starting lineup. But that offense in general isn't going to score a ton of points, especially on the ground, and that's the thing. And I say this because I just took Brandon Cooks, but they're going to be playing from behind a lot. They are, because their defense is still one of the worst in the league, right? And I don't know realistically how many touches they're going to give him each day, each game, and I don't see him scoring 10 plus touchdowns. So I think he'll be fine because he is going to be the pass catching back too, and because they really don't have any other running backs now, like they're just going with him. So on volume he'll get by, but I don't know that he'll be like breakout, top 10 type talent.
No. And so RC says, had DJ Moore last year, and from my perspective, the only issue with him and Anderson was QB was lacking in arm talent. And unfortunately, the QB still lacks in arm talent. So that's my issue with DJ Moore. I have nothing against DJ Moore. It's that he keeps getting stuck with these QBs who have no arm talent. And people expect suddenly that he's going to be awesome when he's got QBs with no arm talent. And then for me, Schultz easily over. I like Goddard, but definitely Schultz over Goddard.
Yeah, Schultz definitely going to get bigger target share. Okay, you're witnessing this. He's on the board. I'm not taking Cam Akers. Not doing it.
So, question on the Dameon Pierce thing. What sets apart your expectations for Dameon Pierce and what we saw out of rookie year James Robinson?
I think that's actually probably a pretty good comparison. I think what we saw out of rookie year James Robinson was probably like Dameon Pierce's ceiling. I think James Robinson hit his ceiling that year, right? Like he hit his ceiling that year. I don't think we'll ever, even if he hadn't torn his Achilles, I don't think we ever see that James Robinson again. So right. I think that's probably Pierce's ceiling.
That is probably a pretty good comp, but I actually think Pierce is a better pass catcher than Robinson. He might be a little bit speedier too, but the situation isn't necessarily going to be better for him. So I think that's about right. That might be his ceiling. It doesn't mean he'll hit the ceiling, but it's definitely possible. But the difference is that James Robinson was a league winner because you got him off waivers right after week 1, right? Dameon Pierce now being drafted as a mid-round pick, if not higher. So,
Definitely going there.
Roberto took my guy too. I didn't think Edmonds would get taken that soon, but I guess I should have known better, right? Roberto's got his spicy socks on today, so he got a little more than that.
Hey guys.
What's up?
Let's see if I can be able to show you. No, I can't. I'm not that flexible.
No. All right. Well, that's probably a good thing. Don't try. Don't hurt yourself.
Do it. So you guys don't see it? Ah.
Yeah, I see it.
My God, we usually only get the feet pics on the Patreon.
That's a premium feature.
All right, I guess I'm going down with the ship. Going down with the ship this year. Don't hurt me, Brandon Ayuk. Don't hurt me.
You son of a gun. I was hoping he made it back.
Don't hurt me, Brandon Ayuk.
So Mariota is your second starting QB, right?
Okay, I actually really like Mariota this year. We know he can run. We know he's got the juice there. I think Mariota is going to be pretty solid. When I look at the other QBs on the board, I'm like, at least he's got some rushing upside.
He was, I think it was PFF's top-rated quarterback in the entire preseason across every quarterback who played.
That just makes me lower on Mariota. Can I take that?
Yeah, well, PFF, but.
This is a Evilzilla. This is a Superflex. So you start one QB, of course, but then you can flex a QB. And then it's also 2 running back. 3 wide receiver, 2 more flexes, and those flexes can be wide receiver, running back, or tight end. You don't have to start a tight end. So that's why you're seeing the board the way it is. And it's full PPR. Jalen Reagor is a bust, and he'll probably just play special. If anybody gets hurt by Jalen Reagor, it's going to be KJ Osborne, and I don't even think that's going to happen.
Yeah, that's not cutting into anybody's targets. All it did was basically make Amir Smith-Marset lose his roster spot.
Exactly.
Which actually might be good for him because I think he got picked up by the Bears. So
Yeah, by the Bears.
Yep.
Got a chance to crack the rotation there.
Yeah, it's actually better for him because
I was excited. I was happy Tyler Johnson got dropped by the Bucks because now he's with Houston. He could be their starting slot receiver before long.
that was like one of the most shocking moves to me. I was really surprised by that.
Yeah.
Did you see the report that Amir Smith-Marset, like, one of the reasons he got released was his attitude? And he was, like, making moves on Justin Jefferson's girlfriend and stuff. Like, yeah.
I did not
Yeah.
see that. No, I did not see that.
All right. Well, that's a good reason.
You don't piss off Jefferson. That's, the team star.
Okay, Roberto, there it is. It cannot be by the book. Give us a little advice.
Is he going to time out? 3 seconds. There it is.
Just in time. All right.
I thought about Kittle over Ayuk. I did. But I don't know. I'm ready to get burned by Ayuk again, I guess. Danny with the Andrews Kittle. Got his flexes.
Okay.
Also, I just realized Dalton Schultz went ahead of George Kittle.
Did he really?
This is a $25 buy-in league. Thoughts on Pittman with Ryan at QB? You must be new here. Must be new here. Just pretty much go back and watch any of our videos. Like, I think we talk about Pittman in almost every single video.
Well, I love how some people are so high on Pittman and then down on Ryan, and I'm like, you understand that Ryan has to throw Pittman the ball in order for him to be good, right?
Yeah, I think Ryan is gonna. People are gonna be really surprised by Matt Ryan. Like, yeah, his numbers weren't great last year, but dude, he had no offensive line. He had no pass catchers.
And no receivers.
Calvin Ridley played, 6 games? Russell Gage was hurt for like 2/3 of the year. He had nobody to even throw to. Yeah, he's...
Well, and they didn't have a run game to support him either. So defense is basically just sit back and wait on the pass.
He's going to have a good year, and Pittman's going to have a really good year. You know what's fun about Michael Pittman is he gets Houston in week 1. So he might be like the wide receiver 1 after week 1. mean, you can say what you want about me having Mariota as my QB2, but at least I don't have Daniel Jones as my QB2. So there's that.
Yeah. It could always be worse, right?
Or does Danny is Mac Jones Danny's QB2 or QB3? Oh, that's his QB2. That's brutal. Brutal.
Yeah, I'd say that's worse. There's definitely no rushing upside there. Brian is in the house. What's up, Brian?
Oh, sorry. Clicked at the same time. Pick 5, half. I would say. I would still
JJ
say.
Cup. Yes. I don't know. But Eckler? Would you go Chase before Eckler? I probably would.
Especially in half PPR, where, like I know Eckler scored a bunch of touchdowns last year. I'm not sure that happens again this year. You know, Chase has that huge yardage, huge touchdown upside, whereas Eckler, you know, in half PPR, the receiving does take a bit, you know, a slight hit, the receptions.
All right, Jeremy. What do we got in store here? Thinking about Michael Thomas. I know he is.
In the order, in this exact order: Cousins, Ryan, Mac Jones. That's the exact order I'd have.
Come on.
Oh, did he time out? Did he lose his connection?
I was
I
gonna
think
say,
he's frozen. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's frozen.
That's bad timing.
Yeah, he got stuck with Antonio Gibson.
I was wondering why he had that same expression for like 5 minutes straight.
All right, well, he made that pick.
I was just looking at D Hop too, but
I did think about over Ayuk, but like I said, I'm ready to get burned by Ayuk. Bring it on, Ayuk. Burn me. Oops, why did I make it that? Jeremy, what happened?
Like everything went out, and then so it auto picked for me. Then I just got on and hurry up and fix it. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Did you make those picks?
I made the Hopkins one because I was scared. Well, and I just got on my phone because I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. So
Okay.
I was like, so I did not choose Antonio Gibson. But I guess I'll live with it.
Hey, he's gonna have a great week 1 and beyond. Not a bad pick now.
Oh yeah, with everything that's going on. So yeah, I guess I don't mind it, but
there you go. Good pick. Good pick. This is where it starts to kind of dry up at receiver. It's tough. Like this is where I kind of wish I had a better third receiver, but Kelsey's my flex, so I guess it's okay.
I don't think it matters. The players are good. Take them. Take them.
I'm not taking Michael Thomas. I'm not. just to be clear. Don't worry about sniping me. Don't worry, you won't.
We found out where Chris takes Michael Thomas. What was it? Pick 84 in the best ball draft.
Yeah, when you're in a best ball draft and you get notified you're on the clock and your only wide receiver is Gabe Davis, and you're staring at Michael Thomas, Kadarius Toney, and Sky Moore as the best wide receivers on the board.
I mean, like right now,
Yeah.
like the board right now.
But thankfully, I have Cup, Chase, Bateman, and Ayuk, so I don't have that problem in this draft. But in that draft, I was like, my goodness, that's what I get. Like, I went with Swift, Saquon at the turn, and then I went with the Allen Davis stack. There it is. Oh no!
All right.
You don't even get the chance to pick Mike Thomas.
Oh, that's too bad. I wanted another chance to pass over him.
Yeah, I don't mind Hopkins' 6-game suspension if he comes back and is on fire for the rest of the season, which I think he will.
No, I was saying I thought about him over Ayuk. Thought about him. I'm just maybe I'll be wrong, but I'm just really high on Ayuk this year. I think Lance really fits Ayuk.
Weren't you high on him last year too, even over
Oh,
Debo?
that was before we found out that Kyle Shanahan using Shanahan. Like there was no report, like there's nothing in camp that was saying like, Brandon Ayuk might be in Shanahan's doghouse. And Ayuk was really good in the second half. I don't think people realize. I talked about it in the video. He was wide receiver 14 over the second half of the season last year with Jimmy G. He just was in the doghouse in the beginning of the season.
I feel like I specifically remember both of you being over Ayuk over Debo last year, and I was like, I'm
sure,
not
I know.
having this.
100% was. 100% was.
But that's what it's going to be this year. Could be Ayuk over Debo.
That's how it works a lot of times, right? Like the guy everybody was on last year, then everybody's like, "Screw it, I don't want that guy anymore," and then he like blows up. All right, who went here? Anybody I like? Pierce Pickens.
Yeah, Damian Pierce went. That's not a bad gamble to take. I mean, honestly, you can get a potential RB2 this late. Same thing with
great
Penny.
value, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't go earlier.
Sleeper still has his ADP pretty damn low. I don't know why they're so high on Kenneth Walker. You get you get a hernia cut and you get your abdominal wall cut open, and you're not coming back all that quick.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
things take time.
he's still more viable for best ball. I mean, you're gonna have to stash him in a redraft league. So.
Man, here we go.
It's too bad. I don't think we have cheeks in the comment section this time.
No celebrity cameos. Skeptical about Barkley? No, not at all. I don't know if anybody is at this point. Is anybody skeptical about Barkley?
I think Koffler is.
Then
That's
I'm
right.
buying in.
He's got Gary Brightwell breathing down his neck.
No, it's because they don't have any wide receivers.
Yeah, that's right. That's how it works. When the receivers are terrible, that means the running back.
I like how Zach Wilson's ADP is below suspended Deshaun Watson. That's a good sign for the Jets.
Wondering when Dobbins would go.
Yeah, I saw him there, and I was like, nope, I'm good.
No temptation.
Oh. Okay, I know. Like when he walked away from those pads, Like, okay, dude, you can come back and say like, oh, I wasn't limping, but it's like we clearly have video of you walking not like a normal human being walks. Like that's like how I walk after I do 10 squats and my legs are burning. That's like how I walk. It's not how I walk after, like how professional running back should be walking.
Didn't it happen like in training camp, like right beforehand? He's like, someone said he's going to be put on the pod. He's like, shut up, you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to be. And then like the next day he was. It's like, it's pretty much admitting that he was limping at this point.
He's the new Melvin Gordon. He's just watching social media.
I hate, like, dude, like, are you just like obsessed with what people say about you on social media?
Mm-hmm.
If they were better, they'd be like KD, but
Yeah.
He's not a pro yet. He needs 5 burner accounts.
I was thinking about Goddard there over Sky.
All right. So I feel like I have to mix things up a little bit. I want to take the exact same players every league,
Well, you're right. You win a lot.
That's true. I don't know. I don't know if I want like 90% exposure to Russell Gage. But it might be a little much.
I thought about Russell Gage over Sky Moore too.
I thought about Sky Moore because I have Mahomes, but I already have Kittle, and then my receiver is not my strength, so I don't want a guy I have to wait a few weeks on, So
All right, well, here we go. Predictions on DeAndre Hopkins once the suspension is up. How do we feel?
I don't think he's dust yet. I mean, I know he wasn't his best last year, but obviously he also wasn't 100% healthy, toward the end and then this time. So I think he's got enough time to sit and be fresh. He'll ball out. I think we might see a better version than last year. I don't think, honestly, we're going to see a better version of the Cardinals offense or Kyler Murray, but I think I'm fine on Hopkins. I think he's still a top 20 receiver.
Yeah, I think he's like a wide receiver too. I think the days of Hopkins being
I don't think he's elite anymore. I don't think he ever will be that level, that guy, but I think he's a solid wide receiver too.
Yeah.
What pick should Josh Allen go? It depends. It depends on the league and the format and if it's Superflex or not. If it's not Superflex, I mean, I wouldn't pick him before round 4. But
if Allen fell to me in the 4th in a shallower league, like which is what happened in our pond league, because either the 4th or the 5th, Josh Allen was still there, and that's only a 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, 1 flex league, if I recall. I took him there. But in like deeper leagues, I'm not taking a QB that early normally. I am drafting from the 12th spot. That's me. Ask and you shall receive.
Wish granted.
Hey, random question. Do you think Miles Sanders scores a touchdown this year?
Yes.
Because that'd be cool.
I mean,
one.
I think he'll score at least 1. That's what I said, Tyler. I thought this thing was rigged for me to always get the 3 spot. What happened? I don't understand. Oh my God, Jeremy dropped again.
Right before his pick.
Hopefully it gets rescued up.
Speaking of Sanders, sort of, just see that tweet. There was something today about Kenneth Gainwell, like I think it was like fantasy point per touch or something, and like in the past 30 years he ranked like 6th or something. It was something crazy like that. It was like Alvin Kamara, Christian McCaffrey, like somebody from the 80s, and like Kenneth Gainwell, number 6. Like I get that was a limited sample, but that's
I was gonna say the problem is how many touches.
yeah.
That's the downside. Jeremy, why do you keep dropping every time it's your turn to pick?
I don't know, but it's annoying. But luckily, I have my phone on me.
It's like as soon as you're on the clock, the computer's like, nope, you're done.
I was like, well, that's unfortunate.
I was like, well, this time I'm sure he's prepared with his phone.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like a bunch of these late wide receivers. Like, I've got a bunch of like long shot picks that I like that I think will make it around. So
I've said that like 3 times, and my picks never make it around.
Yeah, you don't say that in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
well, they're super deep. So one, I needed to wait around. That's why I went Hawkinson and Damon Harris. I just thought it was good value for where they were. And
great value.
I'm not. I'm not off of Hawkinson as much as everybody else is this year. I don't know what everyone's like, oh,
I agree with you, honestly. I think you're right.
Javonte way over Montgomery for me. Like,
Yeah.
Javonte has top 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Easy.
I like Monty, but there's no way I'm putting him ahead of Javonte.
Taking my boy. Okay. See how we're doing this.
Wasn't me. I thought about it, but I didn't.
I thought about Devin Singletary when I took Kareem Hunt. I'm surprised he made it that far.
I just don't like that backfield at all. Like between I don't think any 3 of them are going to separate between Singletary, Cook, and I forget who the other guy is.
Moss. Yeah, it's easy to forget Moss
Yeah.
because he's not really evolved anymore.
You say that,
But
but
like-
all the beat writers out of Denver, out of Buffalo, are saying that it's going to be a 3-headed backfield, and Moss is involved, and they really like how he came into camp and all this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like the
Beat
San
writers-
Francisco beat writers saying that Trey Sermon was the number 2 guy. It's like don't even.
Yeah, beat writers say all kinds of stuff. Beat writers don't know any more what's going on than us, to be honest.
Or there's some of them that are really close. If they want that inside like scoop, you know what? They'll put out what the coach wants them to put out, right? They're like, hey, this is what's happening. This, say that. So they're, you know what I mean? They're being fed.
Also, remember, beat writers are at camp, and they're seeing guys, make big plays because it's camp, and like guys aren't out there, trying to kill each other, and they're not. Sometimes they're running 1-on-1s or 7-on-7s, and it's like, oh my God, Zach Moss just took a run to the house. He, hit the hole and took it to the house at 7-on-7s. He looks so good in camp. It's like, yeah, it's 7-on-7, and they're not hitting. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's still very much open to interpretation. Look, I've been, when I had time back in the day, I used to go to the Dolphins training camp out there and just watch, right? You go out there and watch them practice and all that. Those writers, they're right there too. They're just watching it the same way I am. It's just they're taking notes. They're a little closer, and then afterwards they get to go talk to the coaches. But the coach tells them this, that, and the other. It doesn't mean that that's the actual fact. It means that's what the coach wants the media to know. So it depends on the relationship they have, right? So, and then these writers, of course, they put in their own either belief system or bias or whatever. So everything the beat writers say, like, you have to take it with a big chunk of salt.
There's a QB on the board that I keep thinking about taking. It just keeps falling to me, keeps falling to me.
It's Carson
We'll
Wentz,
just try-
isn't it?
No, it's definitely not Wentz. I'm telling you, it's not Wentz.
It's Deshaun Watson.
No,
No, it's Zach Wilson.
you guys are all wrong. Wow, maybe I should take him because you're not even naming the guy. Maybe I'll just wait. See if I get him later.
It's Geno Smith.
It's definitely Carson Wentz. I don't believe
Definitely
it.
Mr. Tiny Hands.
Oh,
If it's Baker, you can have it.
it's not Baker. Make sure it's not my receiver. I like better.
Chris, who's in your queue?
I can't set. That's the problem. I can't set cues on these. I can't set a cue on this thing. So I have a sheet.
No.
I have a sheet over here that I have to every time somebody picks a guy I like, I have to cross them off my sheet. It's really annoying.
Drafting like it's
Especially when you're trying to chat
1994.
at the same time. All right, you know what? As my QB3, this guy should not be going this late in a Superflex, so I'm taking him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna have a really good couple weeks until Malik takes over. It'll be good.
real high floor for the first quarter of the season. No, that's smart. I mean, you definitely need to hedge your Mariota pick there. So
It's my cue. Look, you play the matchup with those guys.
I know what position Chris is going to be spending his fab money on. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. Hey, you know what? If that's all I got to do is get QB, that makes it a really easy game. Really easy waiver wire.
yeah, just make sure later on you get Desmond Ridder and Malik Willis.
I mean, why not?
Actually, I was surprised. I was getting ready to say all this stuff about Tannehill, but he finished as the QB 12 in total scoring last year. Point per game, he was QB 16, but I kind of was surprised. I didn't realize he scored that many points.
Because Tannehill runs a sneaky amount. People don't realize how much Tannehill actually runs.
Yeah, he'll take it near the goal line, and when Henry was out, he had to, right? It was like that's what he did. Yeah, he did. He is. I mean, he is sneaky athletic. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I liked him a lot better when he had AJ Brown, but he was my QB3, so.
Right.
There. I know we got some basketball fans. You want to talk about the trade?
Well, I don't like that because I was hoping the Heat would get him, but whatever. I guess we can't get everybody.
All right, so I'll say this. I had Joshua Palmer, Alex Pierce, KJ Armour, Jacoby Myers, and I was like, oh, at least two of these guys will make it back to me.
I tried to tell you.
We won't yet.
These drafts are way too sharp for that. Like I don't know if you guys saw, I did that Superflex draft on Sunday. The league I know, my friend Jimmy. I mean, we got like our team is ridiculous. Like we got Josh Allen at the 3. Let me see. Oops.
You got Josh Allen at the 3 in a Superflex?
Yeah, we have so Josh Allen and Matthew Stafford are our QBs. And then we still got Diggs for the stack. Still got DeAndre Swift. Still got T. Higgins. Still got Hollywood Brown.
What?
That's disgusting.
Got Elijah Moore, Damian Pierce, Brandon Ayuk. I don't know, everybody loves Brandon Ayuk. We also got Brian Robinson, which is really unfortunate because, like, the very next day, or no, I think it was actually that evening. No, yeah, it was that. It was literally like an hour after the draft the report came out that he got shot. Yeah, it was pretty. It was
Drafting his namesake.
No, it's Superflex. No, it's Superflex. Did we just do this? I guess it was 5th pick.
Pierre, why'd you got to do that to me? Why?
Dale.
Because I knew.
You believe in the Giants' offense there?
That is the one wide receiver on that team that we know is going to start and get targets. Like, the only one.
Exactly.
I think 3rd pick, half PPR, I go Jefferson. I still go Jefferson.
Wait, what is it? 3rd pick, half PPR.
If Taylor and Cup are gone, I still go Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it makes him more draftable, but it doesn't sound like Like it sounds like Brian Robinson's gonna be back probably before the halfway of the season.
It makes him more draftable. It doesn't make him better in fantasy. And that's kind of what I was saying. Well, you'll see when we put that video out, we talk about Gibson. I mean, just so happens he's got a great matchup this weekend. Sorry, Jeremy. But
next week.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to break out this year. Like, it's the same guy who was about to be benched, right, in favor of a rookie. So, all right, keep the connection. Keep the connection. There you go. Nice.
Oh, Danny's mad.
Yep.
Danny is mad.
He waited too long. That's his own fault. He waited too long. See, that's why I didn't wait on Wandale, because I knew Keith would snatch him up probably if I didn't. Or Nate.
It wouldn't have gotten to Keith. It would not have gotten to Keith.
Well,
Yeah,
now
and honestly, I probably wouldn't have taken him. Like, as much as I thought Daniel Jones would be decent coming into the offseason, but like, there's just so many issues all up and down the receiving core. It's bad.
It is definitely not good. I imagine what do they do if Daniel Jones really struggles? Because Tyrod Taylor is hurt, isn't he?
I think they said he's like okay.
I thought it was a minor injury. Like, it looked bad, but I think everybody just kind of got scared.
I just thought he got like carted off.
No, he walked off.
Oh, okay.
It was something with his back, which I guess is not like great, but
it looked like a huge hit. The way I think he was like almost in the air from the off balance throw when the guy got him, and he just slammed him into the ground.
No, Gronk's not coming back.
No.
No.
Especially when the Bucks are like 8-8 and Brady retires. Before the season even ends. Just says, okay. I gotta go save my marriage.
At this point, he might retire before the season starts. I mean,
I am team get my guys, and if my guys, like, I'll draft the same guys over and over and over, and I don't care because, I mean, is there a difference between coming in like fourth and last?
Nope.
Third and last?
Nope.
I mean, maybe in some leagues, third gets you your money back. Maybe second gets you a little bit of money, but I mean, if you're right and you win all your leagues, that's great. If you're wrong and you lose all your leagues, okay, oh well.
When you say it
sounded like Ricky Bobby over here.
Second place
Not
is first loser.
You're not first or last.
If there's no one else you like in that spot, so what you're asking if you should take someone you don't like, I mean, why? What's the point then?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna just take the same guys just to take the same guys, but if the same guys that I really like keep following me, I'll keep taking them.
Well, the thing is, if you do the whole take your guys thing, right, you don't have to hit on all of them. People say, if I have high exposure to this guy and he busts, then I'm screwed. And, that's true if you have high exposure to one guy. But if you have high exposure to a handful of guys and you hit more often than you miss, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Also, you can even, like, Cheeks drafted Derrick Henry last year and still won our private league.
Yeah.
Right? Because he had other
pressure
guys,
cooker and everything.
Other guys that ended up being really good for him. So
realistically, one guy isn't going to be the reason you lost, right? If that one guy is the reason you lost, the rest of your team wasn't good enough anyways. What I mean? If you draft the same guy and he busts, that sucks, but that's not why your team lost. Now, if you draft the exact same team, like player for player, then that's not a good idea. But chances are, just because you took the same guy in the first round in a couple of leagues, you know what? It could turn out really good or really bad, but that's not going to be the only thing that determines how you do. So.
Well, and be active too, right? Like, churn players on the waiver wire, offer trades, talk to people. You can't just, draft and it's not best ball, right? Unless it is. But if it's not best ball, you got to be active.
Yeah. Well, look, there's so many teams. There's a team I know I won 2 years ago where I won the championship, and I look and my draft sucked. Like, it was just terrible. Like, I drafted a bunch of busts and somehow I won. because of waiver wire pickups. Basically, I made like a couple of trades, but the draft had nothing to do basically with how that team finished. So that's not always the case. I'm not saying just draft whoever, but you have to be active. Like you just have to. I don't think it's as important as in baseball. In baseball, if you're not active, then you basically have no choice because it's such a long season. There's so many injuries. But still, the draft isn't what determines who wins.
Yeah, what
Chris,
is it?
I don't have you know
can't
you
win?
broke my heart with those 2 picks.
Well, Robinson's nice because I can instantly put him on IR and just grab somebody else now. So I can stash him on IR and grab somebody else. Thank you for the Tannehill pick. It was good. I thought about Tannehill for like 4 rounds before I finally took him. I was like, okay, fine. If he's going to fall this far, I'm going to take him. Like, I'd rather have Tannehill over Mills, Wentz, Mayfield, or Jimmy G. I don't get the Jonathan Taylor overrated talk. He's like an incredible prospect. He was an incredible rookie. He was incredible in year 2. I get the fact that, like, okay, yeah, he was the lowest scoring RB1 since Devonta Freeman. I get all that. Will he be the number 1 scoring running back this year? Maybe not. Well, what's he going to be? Like 2, 3? Like, I mean, really, the guy's a beast. Yeah, like, to me, Jonathan Taylor, no doubt, number 1.
He's definitely the safest pick by far in fantasy until he gets hurt.
And it's not like he didn't have people talk about his points per game, but he actually had a really slow start last year, right? Like if you look at the first 4 or 5 games, he really wasn't doing a whole lot. He still had a huge weekly ceiling. Like, it wasn't like he didn't score any, like he never had any big games. Did he have like a 50-point game?
Yeah, he scored.
Maybe not.
He had a 4 touchdown game, I think.
Yeah, didn't he have like some huge game? Like, it still has a massive ceiling.
Do you think he's safer than Justin Jefferson? I mean, you said he's the safest pick in the draft. Do you think he's safer than JJ? Or?
Yeah,
well, I think I meant running back.
Always safer than a wide receiver.
No, I should take that. He's the safest running back. And I would still take JJ over Taylor at the 1.
So you've got JJ at the 101 right now. He's your 101? Wow.
I do.
What is that for?
No. No. Just take the best player available. Don't. Hines isn't going to get 15 to 20 carries if Taylor goes down. They'll either use somebody that they have already on the roster, or they'll bring in a veteran or somebody.
Or they'll just let Matt Ryan throw the ball.
That's probably my only concern with Taylor this year is I do think they throw the ball more than they did last year because Matt Ryan is so much better than Carson Wentz. They don't have to hide him. But still, he's going to get 300 plus touches. He's going to catch 40-ish passes. He's going to get a ton of red zone and goal line looks. Like, people arguing against him are just looking for reasons to, make arguments against him.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you send out a tweet that says like Jonathan Taylor is a great pick at the 1.01, you're not gonna get any engagement. You're not gonna get any engagement from that. If you say like, oh, Jonathan, don't pick Jonathan Taylor at the 101, people are gonna be like, wait, what? Hold on, what?
Well, it's like there's no other way to go, right? If you say Jonathan Taylor, like he is the number 1 pick, so you can't possibly pump him up anymore. So the only way to go is down, right? So you have to have the people who find a way to bring him down.
Yeah, I gotta fall for that engagement. How do we feel about Michael Thomas this year?
Not
Not good.
good.
I mean, Taco Bell has a nice burrito going out right now, but it's not my same feeling. So Michael Thomas.
I like that Marvin Jones pick. I think we have been too low on Marvin Jones. I think he's the guy there with Christian Kirk.
I don't know. Zay Jones coming on.
Because he's boring. And did you see it? Like today, he was on the thing with Eckler and Matt Harmon, and he says, like, outside of football, he's really boring. Like, he's boring.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing because it means you don't have to worry about like waking up and hearing that Justin Herbert, beat somebody up at the club at 3 a.m. on Saturday night, and now won't be playing.
Yeah, no, I forget what I was reading, but apparently he is a very, very nice, mellow, down-to-earth type of guy. Extremely well-mannered. Pretty much nobody has a bad thing to say about him whatsoever. If anything, he doesn't like fame.
That was very on brand, Nate. Very on brand.
I like Paris Campbell. What can I say?
That was good. Look, I almost took him with my last pick, so if it makes you feel better, you sniped me on it.
Now I get it. This makes so much sense. A science major. Scientists always worried about like the next disaster, the next disease, the next pandemic. Now I get why you're always so worried about all your players. You're a science guy. You're always like, we gotta prepare. We gotta prepare. Makes total sense now.
Yeah, I guess he's like the anti-Aaron Rodgers, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yes.
So I don't know if this counts as a hot take because I don't think either player is like high enough up the board in ADP to count towards a hot take. But I do legitimately think I'd rather have Paris Campbell than Alec Pierce.
I think so too. Alec Pierce is like a one-trick pony, right? Like,
yeah, he'll be the deep guy, right? But Campbell should definitely get more targets. It's just the risk, of course, if he can make it, past halftime of the first game. That's the only thing.
I love those guys. Those are my favorite. The what-if players that should have been great. Love them.
Those are the best late-round picks. Which is why I'm about to take Raheem Mostert.
Please don't.
Actually, I'm thinking about it now. I'm taking my boy here, Rookie of the Year.
Oh.
I feel like Jay Tatum is in the building here.
What?
I gotta give him credit. He was on Phillips before I even knew who he was. He was on Pickens like forever ago, and he was right, both of them. So,
I mean, we haven't seen him like go in a full game yet, but.
No, but in a dynasty sense, if you bought them when he said to buy them and you want to sell now, you would make a handsome profit.
I'm pretty sure Tatum, I don't know if he plays in like Devy leagues and stuff, but he talks about like he watched these guys in like high school and stuff. So he knows these guys, like he's seen these guys for a long time.
Next year when he starts telling me to buy into people, I'm going to be listening to him. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Like, he's in on Pickens. Have you ever tried to trade with Tatum, like in our dynasty leagues?
Oh man,
it's a haggling. It's a process. It's like haggling with a street vendor in Brazil or something. It's like you're gonna be there forever, and it's like that's an interesting offer. Let me think about it. And like 2 days later, you're like, crickets. He's like, that's a fair offer, but I think I'm going to reconsider. And it's like, man. And then when somebody offered him something for Pickens, he took it like 5 seconds later. So it's like, yeah.
That's the thing. You just got to know who his guy. If you know who his guys are, you can get a trade down with him. You got to know how he feels about people. Which is one nice thing. That is one nice thing about the In the Cut League is we all have a pretty good idea of how we value players. So it's like, okay. Like I know like Pierre feels this way about this guy, so I'll bet you if I offer him for him, he'll do it. And a lot of times it works.
Well, That's why it's easy
It's
for
not-
us.
it's
Everyone
just-
says it's always
League does
collusion or
with all
something
the
when we
trades.
make trades. Well, we make trades so easily because we know exactly how we feel about every single player in the NFL. It's like we already know. So it's just easy.
Yeah, you can trade each other Cordero Patterson in the middle of the season.
A fair deal.
What was that for? It was Cord for who?
No, it was Patterson and one other player. Who was it? For Eckler. I think I gave up 2 players for Eckler.
Again, at the time, very fair deal.
And remember, that was the trade. The trade that hosed me in that league was also a trade with Pierre. When I traded Adam Thielen and somebody else who was a solid flex player for Calvin Ridley, thinking when Calvin Ridley comes back from this mental break he's on, my team is going, because I was already running through the league. I was destroying you guys. You posted that thing, Nate, where it was if I had played everybody in the league every week, I only would have lost 10 games or something. My league was, my team was insane. But I made that trade.
That's a good time to shake up your roster. That's a good idea.
Well, I'm looking at it okay, this is going to be a couple weeks. He'll be back, and now my team will be unbeatable. I'll be stacked everywhere. I mean, he never came back, and giving up 2 in a league that deep, giving up 2 good pieces and not getting anything back. I got nothing back. It's I just gave Pierre, here you go, have these guys.
It's a charity case, yeah.
That was the trade that ended that league for me for sure.
Was that the Dynasty League?
No, it was the Endgame private league, and I had just this insane team. I was the only reason I lost to Cheeks the week I lost him was because I had 2/3 of my team on bye, and I'm fine, I'll just take. I was 5-0 or 6-0 at that point, and I was by far the highest scorer. I had this incredible team, and that was when Calvin Ridley was on his little oh, he's dealing with some mental things, but it doesn't seem like it'll be that big of a deal. So I traded Thielen and somebody else, but a good flex player. Remember, that was a 3 wide receiver, 2 flex league, so 2 running backs. So you're starting a lot of guys. And I'm well, when Ridley gets back, I'll be stacked. No one can beat me. But Ridley never came back. So, yeah. Sometimes you got to do what you got to do to try to go for the win. The other thing that really always will upset me about that league last year is I picked up Rashad Penny, and because I didn't get the bye, because I think Keith, you outscored me by a few points when it was all said, or you beat me by 1 game or something. I don't remember, but I didn't get the bye. I had to play Stinger, and that was the week Penny got hurt, and of course Penny then wins everybody their championship after that. I'm really? All I had to do was get my Stinger, and I had Rashad Penny for the championship. And what the? Come on. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's fantasy though, right? That's fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
It's always a wild ride.
Yep.
I think I did terrible in that league for that one.
You kind of disappeared 2/3 through all the league.
Yeah. Let's see.
All right, last pick. I guess I don't need this up.
I know, it's just who?
Malik Willis is right there. League winner Malik Willis is waiting for you.
To be honest, I'm really looking at QB only because I only have 2. I need to, but then I'm I can probably just pick one off the waivers.
Yeah, that's the other thing. And there will be QBs on the waiver. There always are. There always are.
In a Superflex,
Superflex, it's a little more dicey.
And
for
they're
starters,
all.
you got Smith and Brissett, and that's it. Unless somebody goes down and somebody comes up.
So Brissett's who I'm looking at. He has a great first 4 weeks, and so I could see someone
I
going.
saw was on average 52 52 or 53 quarterbacks start an NFL game every year.
It's just going to be boring.
I like the Brissett pick.
His first 4 weeks, he faces some pretty easy teams. So I think someone will at least see the value in that and ask for a trade for him, maybe.
I think Edmonds in the 7th or 8th is probably fair.
Yeah.
I don't think anything higher. I think anything higher than that is too high. All right, guys. Well, there you go. No grades because it's a real draft. I'm not going to grade people's teams.
Danny graded himself. Give himself a 10.
Well, not only that, he just said he won. So I guess, guys, we can just quit now. We don't have to. We don't have to set our lineups. We don't have to make any waiver wire. No trade. We're done, guys. We're lost. So
Danny donation.
Yep. All right. Well, congratulations, Danny, on your win this year. Hopefully next year we can take you down. We'll see. But anyways, guys, good draft as always. Always fun. Good luck this year, you guys. Jeremy, glad you got in one of the leagues. Good to see you again. And here we go.
I'll have to dominate this
Almost
league.
game time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Have a great rest of your night. We'll see you for the season. It's
I was
here.
gonna say, we'll see you live next weekend, right? Next weekend.
Yeah, that's true. I should say that. Next Saturday will be our first live stream, Saturday, September 10th, to help you with your start sit questions. And this Saturday will be our first week 1 video drop-in. So check that out. All right, everybody.
All right.
Have a great night. We'll see you.
Good night.